Yo, what's going on, guys? Shyvana got some massive buffs on her Q and her E, giving her amazing 80 scaling. So basically her E has percent based max health damage based on her total AD, and her Q now has really solid 80 scalings on the bonus damage off 80, and your first two auto attacks after using your Q have a bunch of extra attack speed starting at 40% at level 1. So it's going to be a fun game. We're going to go ahead max Q first, W second, and E last in this specific build. AD Shyvana plays very similar to AP Shyvana. You still want a full clear and you still want to go for a recurve bow. AP Shyvana would go Nash, recurve bow into Nash. AD Shyvana, obviously we're going to go recurve bow into Blade of the Ruined King. After Bork, we want to push into an Iceborne, and then typically you want to go for a Thornmail off of that. Thornmail plays very well on Shyvana, and their team has lots of AD. They're triple AD. We have Press Attack, Triumph, Alacrity, Last Stand. Secondary runes, you have many options. I wanted Celerity Water Walking though. You can go for Resolve Tree more for kind of late game team fights. The Celerity of Water Walking is extremely useful for dragons because the Water Walking gives you the extra stats and mobility. Celerity all around just helps you get to people and synergizes well with Ghost. If you run this rune set but you go for Flash, then you're missing out on Celerity's interaction with not only Shyvana's W but with Ghost. Oh man, that's rough. You don't want to skip those. Shyvana clears much healthier off of red buff side than blue buff side. Blue buff side is just not as healthy, basically. Ghost no longer gives extensions, by the way. They just made it last for 15 seconds versus 10 seconds. So you have to adapt that into your thought process a bit. Not a huge deal, though. Basically, even if you don't get a killer assist, it lasts so long. Should be enough to handle the fight. You don't want to use your W too soon, because if you don't get into combat, then you won't get the extension on it. Also, red buff has on hit damage, and Shyvana's Q applies on hit twice. So that's another reason why she clears so much better off of her red buff side. Auto into Q. Auto into Q. Nice. Go ahead and take Gromp. It is still really good to get Alicia on Shyvana, but it's just one of those things. You don't have to. There's lots of times your teammates just aren't willing to, or they're not paying attention. Sometimes they're in a hurry to get solo killed in lane. We finished around 315, 320. And we are going for the Q max first. Hit his E auto into Q. When you mark something with your E, all of your autos and your Q apply max health damage. So in a perfect world, you are landing your E on somebody or something before you hit it with your Q. I do have Ghost, so we can gank this. Malzahar seems like an interesting pick in the Thresh. You don't typically see Malzahar support. We get him with the E, auto into Q. Couldn't quite get the Q. All right. And we should be able to make it out. Thresh was super late on the follow-up there, but that's okay. He's not going to be able to stop us from crashing this wave. It's crashed. Perfect. We can look for our reset now. After your full clear, as long as you do all 6 camps, you will always be able to afford your recurve bow. And recurve bow synergizes heavily with Shyvana because the on-hit effect in your Q. Typically, once you have recurve bow, you want to go for a dragon, which is exactly what we're going to do here. We'll rush it out of base. Doesn't really matter what level you are on Shyvana. I guess as long as you're level 3 and you have recurve bow, you'll be able to solo dragon and not really have to worry about dying. Most junglers don't see it coming because junglers don't really think of grabbing dragon right as it spawns. Shyvana is one of the only junglers in the game where that's really what you're supposed to do. She takes him 20% faster from her passive. Auto into Q. I could have possibly ganked bot there. I want to take dragon on spawn, get an early drag soul. Extremely straightforward Shyvana win con. Auto into Q. Even at level 4, we're able to solo dragon, still have above half health when we finish. I can't gank bot, Thresh scaring him away. maxing your Q first, you only do it with AD Shyvana. AP Shyvana, you always max E first. AD Shyvana's E's don't really do that much damage though. So it doesn't really, you don't miss out on much by not getting the cooldown reduced on your E. W max second's really nice because the extra movement speed, staying on top of people to reapply your Bork, and of course the Iceborne Gauntlet's slow and damage reduction that it has. That's often something that's overlooked on Iceborne Gauntlets, is the damage reduction part of it. It's a very cheap item too. Reducing their damage by 10% against you for 2.5 seconds. Auto into Q. Shyvana's still a crap gank champ. Her ganks aren't good. She's arguably has the worst ganks in the game. She only has a speed up but no real CC. Auto into Q. So she relies heavily on full clearing and taking dragons on spawn. We hit a pre 7 minute level 6. That's really fast for jungle. Jungle usually hits it quite a bit later than that. Auto into Q. This does die there. Auto into Q, down he goes. Let's go get my red buff. Since I'm in dragon form, I can take it pretty quick with my empowered E. Your W in dragon form doesn't do any more damage, and your Q in dragon form doesn't do any more damage. Your Q and your W in dragon form simply have more range. It's only your E that does more damage in dragon form. I think they should change that. I think everything should be stronger in dragon form. It's just not. We don't want to rush tier 2 boots. Super Bork dependent champion. You don't have to rush tank item on AD Shyvana first because most people are trying to get away from you since you're ganking. So having Bork lets us kill our camps faster than having Iceborne would, obviously. I always go Iceborne second because we can clear fast enough with Bork as is, and Iceborne makes us tanky enough to dive or to do straight up team fights. Auto into Q. Let's check for wards. Auto into Q. Kindred is top side. And oh, she messed up. She pathed away from her red buff. They did just nerf red buff a lot for melee champions. Range champions got a tiny nerf for red buff slow. Melees took a big fat nerf this patch. It's part of the reason why Shyvana's win rates popped up, is the early gank junglers have lost some steam. Certainly still strong. Little things make a big difference in league. Mal's is 6. I got him with my smite slow. Auto into Q. Down he goes. Should be able to force this down. Kindred was top side, so I was trying to block him from taking cannon, but instead he launched his R. Auto into a Q. Ooh, got it. Nice. Well played by the Triss. Since she's the range champ, she can take aggro first. That way we can stay in. If we take aggro first, we're going to have to immediately run out so we don't die. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have recalled there. I couldn't afford the item that I wanted. Against their team, we definitely want plated and not lucids. Lucids are good if they have loads of mixed damage, so lots of physical and magic, to where you don't want to commit to either plated or marks. But their team is triple physical. Kindred, Pantheon, Ezreal. Pantheon has lethality as well, so having some armor is going to be big. Dragon up in 40. We'll go ahead and take Wolves. Blue Gromp. Look to take that dragon. So we're not going to full clear away from it. We want to take it on spawn right as it comes up. Easy way to win the majority of your games, since most junglers aren't that persistent with dragons on spawn. Most junglers don't even really think about it until it's convenient for them. Because typically, as a jungler, you don't go to take dragon until you get a kill mid or bot, and then you look to take it because it's safe at that point, or much safer. Shyvana with their 20% increased damage against dragons, you can take it so fast, that kind of is your safety element. I do have Ghost here, and this is control warded. They shouldn't be stepping up. They think Thresh is roaming top. All are in. Smite the Ezreal. EQ. Down he goes. Auto into a Q. I missed my Q though. I'm very, very tanky here. E auto Q. We're tanky. A big part of it are an extra 150 health. Very spicy. Go ahead and shove this out real quick. We can still take dragon. I don't mind taking a plate real quick though. As we're their Malzahar support. It's not horrible, but at the same time, they're shoving up and I'm camping them. Maybe if I wasn't camping bot, they'd be doing a lot better. Malzahar support has so much lockdown with his R. It can be tricky to win a 2v2 against him once he's 6. Auto into Q. Didn't even have smite. Who needs it? Auto into E. Auto into Q. Where's Kindred over here? What in the world? I guess we gotta commit. I saw she had a full item, so I was nervous, but I saw Triss was close. Got him with the Q. Not gonna be able to finish that though. These guys are laying a lot of wards. Auto into Q. And of course the auto Q is 3 on hit effect, so it applies the Bork or the press the attack since Q counts as 2 on hit. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get Bork. Let's get tier 2s, and now we go for Iceborne Gauntlet. There's a good chance these guys are going to FF because we're taking every dragon. Every dragon gives us an additional 5 armor, 5 magic resist. Not a huge deal. Not game breaking or anything. It does work decently with Shyvana's R giving her extra health though. It's a strong it's a decent synergy. Strong might even be too much. Hyperbole, but decent I think is fair to say. I think they should bump it up to 10 armor, 10 magic resist for each dragon her and her team gets instead of 5. 5 is a little on the low side. We don't really want to play for top in the jungle position these days unless you're a Dark Seal Abuse champion. You're just trying to get some Dark Seals. For non-Dark Seal Abuse champions, you're literally just pathing for bot lane and pathing for dragons, and that's it. They're playing heavy bot right now. I'll clear into it. Auto into Q. You really should never go Berserker Greaves on AD Shyvana. It's very greedy. You won't be tanky enough to survive. It will speed up your clears since Berserker Greaves give you attack speed. Like I said, you're not going to be tanky enough. Having armor and magic resist to synergize with your free HP on R is the move. Not seeing anything. Pantheon top, getting a solo kill. I don't really want to gank Cass. Trist is in base as well. E auto Q. Beautiful. Dude got obliterated. Suppose I could go for Ezreal here. Oh, he's running. Gone with my smite. Alright, we got his flash for my Ghost. Ghost is a much lower cooldown than flash, so it is what it is. All my camps are down. There's nothing to really do right now. I don't want to gank that Fizz. She's got double HP items and she's level advantage and HP. Like, he's already missing health. We have nothing up. We might as well cover bot lane here. Kindred missing. If I was Kindred, I'd probably go bot right now with how pushed they are. Auto into Q. Every second you get 1 Fury back for your R. And whenever you auto attack, it counts as 2. So you're able to get it back really quick as long as they're autoing things or using your Q on stuff. Because your Q, of course, counts as 4 Fury. So by going for the Q max, for the attack speed, and for the lower cooldown, we're actually able to get back into dragon form faster than an AP Shyvana would, who's going for E and a W max. Q max Shyvana is the most consistent R Shyvana in that sense. I have my blue jungle item finished. Cass definitely worries me. I don't want to have to deal with her. Burner with an E. My E's not going to do much damage though. It's only level 1. I only used my R so I could clear the wave a little bit more smooth. Auto into Q. I think Kindra is watching me. I thought she was over there. Dragon up in 18. We don't have time to reset. We kind of have to stick around. Oh, I should have raw Q'd it for the increased auto range there instead of trying to auto into Q. We didn't have enough time. Throw out an E, and that's about as good as it's going to get. Let's take drag. I can take it super fast with Bort. Auto into Q. Ocean Soul is probably my least favorite soul. For frontliney champs, Ocean Soul is one of the better ones. Ocean or Wind Soul. Look at that damage. Got it. E into Q. Is everyone trying to take my stuff? I get more experience because I have jungle item. R is now giving us 250 max health. Beautiful. It's time to reset for Iceborne Gauntlets once we can afford it. This camp will probably do the trick. Auto into Q. And yeah, we should be able to afford it. I'll sell Control Ward, leave base. Yeah, it's fine. At the perfect amount of gold selling Control Ward. At 2,000 health on R, we'll be at 2,250. Loads of armor. 64% physical damage reduction, not including the plated steel caps, reducing incoming damage from autos by 12%. Let's find a little flank here. Look to take some camps. You never stop farming on Shiv. You never want to just be standing in a spot while your camps are up. There's always camps to take, really. Like even over here. I don't want to dive them underneath their turret. It's a bad idea. Because what's the rush? You might be like, oh, you're fed, your team's fed. Why not dive? Why dive? We have a dragon coming up in 3 minutes. We'll have Salt, then we can dive. Once you have Draxel, it's not like you can do whatever you want, but you can start to get away with some pretty crazy things. Auto into Q. Auto into Q. Tanked quite a bit of damage. I'm a little surprised Fizz died. I've got a W into him. Get him with Smite. Down he goes. And my E does almost nothing. The max in it last. I want a W for the increased movement speed so I can run people down like this. Get him with the Iceborne. Pop him with E. Should be fine here. Pantheon's dead. He can't use R on me. Not sure where Kindred is though. I need to pull this away a little bit. Auto into Q. The Iceborne slow is so freaking good for staying on top of people so we can land more Bork autos or just helping our teammates to catch up. Plus, it makes them do 10% less damage against you. Combine that with the 12% reduced damage on plate still caps and then our 64%. You can start to see how you get real tanky with this build. Still doing good damage too. I have a feeling we're probably number 2 or 3 most damage dealt in the game at the moment. Probably behind Cass and Trist. Oh, why are my camps down right now? Huh. Strange. The third item in this build, in this dirty build, typically it's Thornmail. If you don't need any more armor, then you can go for Titanic since it's on hit and gives you a lot of health. Against their team, I don't think I really need any more armor, at least not now, because none of them have percent-based penetration like a Searles or Lord Dominic's Regard. So I would rather go for a Titanic here. Get loads of health, damage output. Blue buff's coming up in 8. Let's use these bushes to get to where we want to be. See how fast we are with the celerity? Blue jungle item. Beautiful. It's giving us 28 movement speed when we hit bush. Or I suppose that's when I'm also on my W. When I hit bush, it is 20. And then with W on and bush, it's about 30. Auto in the queue. They can try to take Baron. Biz isn't a huge asset on our team. If they kill him, it's not like all of a sudden the fight gets super easy for them. We have about 50 CS up on the Kindred. What we want to do is push the wave down and draw pressure away from that area. Because we're trying to stall the Baron out. If they don't react to me and they stay on Baron, they'll lose a few turrets. Which isn't really a bad trade for us. Boom! Here it is. They weren't expecting that. They thought they could just walk by. It's like, no, 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 no. You can't do that. I'm too tanky. They can't burst me down. My teammates are within 3-4 seconds away. Auto into Q. Hit the turret. Oh, down goes Trist. Now we get Drag Soul. Easy, dude. They did just buff Spirit Visage. Spirit Vistage. Whatever you want to call it. I'm personally more of a Spirit Vistage kind of guy. Even though I don't think it has a T in it. Saying Visage is kind of silly to me. But Vistage, that's got it's got some spice. The people who say Spirit Visage are the same people who say croissant. You're not supposed to say it like that. Unless you're French. Oh, man. Oh, they quit. Alright, that was a fun game. I enjoyed that immensely. We'll go ahead and take a look at the graphs. Looking at damage ultimate champions, we're able to do the second highest in the game. Very cool. Damage taken, we took the most in the game. Self-mitigated, I'm assuming we were the most in the game. Very cool. And for Rune's high value, all in all, the buffed 80 Shyvana, it's easy to see why she's currently a top 7 jungler. Very strong. If you guys enjoyed this Shyvana video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. My name is KingStix. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.